Hey guys, so it's a new year, fresh new start, so I figured I would start things off with a fresh new coat of shit. So I wasn't gonna comment on this until I saw a recent video that Onision made on Blaire White where he just seems like he has totally lost it. Also, I don't think I've ever heard that many insults in a video before. If he didn't have the words cunt, bitch, dumbass, stupid, or fuckface, I don't think he'd have many words left.
Dumbass motherfucker, fucking pieces of shit, worthless human beings, dumb cunt, brain dead bitch, dumb bitch, idiot fuck stain, dumb cunt, dumb bimbo, dumb fucking lying cunt, bitch, fuckface, dumb fucking useless bitch before running your dumb cunt mouth. You keyboard warrior piece of shit, you dumb fuck, and this brain dead fuck. Useless fucking dumb piece of shit cunt, shit stain, dishonest cunt, fuckface. Let's continue, you fuck.
Like, I have never seen him this pissed in a video before. I want to give a very unbiased, or as unbiased as I can be, assessment of the situation. So if you guys are unaware of what's going on, I'll leave a link in the description below to my last video that I did on the topic where I kind of explained, but basically Greg or Onision has a forum where different people can submit photos of themselves, and the majority of these people are women, and a lot of these photos can be very scantily clad where they're wearing just like a bra and underwear, and some of these girls can range as young as I think 13. So a lot of people have been very angry that a 31-year-old man is making videos critiquing the body of scantily clad 13-year-old girls and saying whether or not they're fat or thin, or whether or not he finds them attractive or hot, as he would word it. If I had a daughter, and if I saw a man like him using her photos online where she wasn't wearing, you know, much to cover up, and he was pointing at parts of her body and making judgments and saying that he didn't think she was attractive, or saying that he did think she was attractive, or saying that he thought that she was too fat or too thin, I would have a problem with it. I'd be pretty pissed. I do not think that he is a pedophile. I do not think that he is getting any kind of weird sexual gratification from this. A lot of people who are attacking him are calling him a pedo. A lot of people are saying things that, you know, they could imagine him like masturbating to these photos and things like that. I do not think that that's the case, and I think those arguments are kind of ridiculous and just pushing things more in his favor. Because whenever you have a solid case against somebody when they're doing something that's wrong or creepy, you don't need to embellish. You don't need to exaggerate, and the moment you do that, you kind of lose. And in this case, saying that he's a pedophile or getting weird sexual gratification from these photos, I think is pushing it a little far, because it's enough to say that what he's doing is inappropriate. Whether or not he's getting some kind of weird sexual thing out of it doesn't really matter. It's still inappropriate to post photos of young girls not wearing very much clothes and saying that you think that they're attractive. But I think there's enough reason in Greg's mind, I hope, for him to at least acknowledge that some of the photos are very scantily clad, and they could be of very young girls. And as a parent, can't you sympathize with people who might be a little irritated at this? Can't you understand where it might make some people very uncomfortable? Anyways, back to the video that Blaire made about him. He reacted to it very negatively, like I said, used a lot of profanities, and this is what he had to say.
They promoted their video by saying I was a creepy a-hole who collects underwear pictures from 13-year-olds. Yeah, I actually don't collect them, and it's not specific to 13-year-olds. It's literally everybody who wants to post to the site. Nowhere did I ever say, hey, 13-year-olds only.
Okay, Onision. As someone who has debated many people online, you make a lot of videos, you know, trying to prove a point, as do I. So I feel like you're aware of poor arguments, right? So if I explain to you, God, I don't even know, maybe I'm reaching here. Let me just say there are 4 arguments that I see you continually use that I really wish you would just stop using because they're terrible. 1, you say, it's not just 13-year-olds.
And it's not specific to 13-year-olds. It's literally everybody who wants to post to the site. Nowhere did I ever say, hey, 13-year-olds only.
Just because it's not only 13-year-olds doesn't mean it's not wrong or inappropriate whenever you do show a photo of a 13-year-old in a bra and say she's hot. 2, they're wearing the same amount of clothing that they would be wearing at the beach. So what's the difference? It's like a swimsuit, right?
You would see this shit at a swimming pool.
Yes and no, and I wish you would stop using this argument because it's different. Even if they sent you a photo of them and they were actually wearing a bathing suit, it wouldn't matter, because if a 13-year-old walked by me or any normal person who's an adult at the beach or at the pool, you don't look them up and down and make an assessment, right? You just, okay, whatever, it's a person in a bathing suit, moving on. At least if you knew they were 13 or super young, you shouldn't do that, and if you did, it would be considered creepy, right? The difference here is that you're looking at them and you are making an assessment. You are saying whether or not they need to eat more or eat less or exercise more, or if you think that they're attractive. And whenever the kid is that young, that kind of thing can get very uncomfortable for people. 3, you say it's not illegal and you're not going against any of the terms or policies of YouTube. Saying that it doesn't go against the terms or policies of YouTube isn't really saying much. People have been nearly naked in some videos and they don't get flagged because it's not actually showing a nipple. It's not actually showing genitalia, so it's fine. But again, that type of thing on very young kids can become inappropriate. Also, just because something isn't illegal doesn't make it right.
And it's not illegal.
It's not illegal to bully someone at school until you push them to the point of depression or hating themselves or self-harm. It's not illegal to do that, but it's pretty fucked up. But who cares? It's not illegal, right? And 4, and this is my least favorite of all of them, you post tons and tons of statuses from people who say that you have helped them in one way or another.
They actually help a lot of people. If you actually look through my Twitter, I've retweeted a crap load of girls saying, hey, Onision, thank you so much. You've helped me with my body image, or you've helped me stop cutting.
I'm not trying to discredit all of these people because maybe there are some of them that you have helped, but be real. Some of these girls, some of your fans, especially the younger ones, could be punched in the face and they'd probably come back and thank you because the impact of their brain on the inside of their skull gave them some kind of life-changing epiphany that saved them. They want your validation so bad, and if they can get that through giving you praise, that's what they're going to do. The whole internet celebrity status thing can be very tricky. It does give you a certain power over people, especially young people, that you have to be conscious of. Anyways, back to Blaire. Another issue I had with her video was that she didn't show the photos, and I get that she wanted to maintain the privacy of the girls that he was talking about, but a lot of the photos that she was referencing that she had a problem with were of girls that were basically fully clothed. So if you didn't want to show the photos, I kind of wish that you had at least mentioned it, because like with people like Onision, it's like if you give him even one little sliver of something that he can use to argue his defense with, he'll take it and use it and just use it the entire video and discount everything else that you said. And that's kind of what he did with this. He took the fact that you omitted that information and used that to say that you tried to make him look worse than he actually is, which, you know, I don't think that that's what you were trying to do. I think that you were just trying to maintain the privacy of those girls, but at the same time, the photos in question really weren't all that damning, so it kind of did give him a leg to stand on, which is frustrating for me, who's somebody who wants to see him actually own up to how fucked up it is that he's actually doing this. So he took that little bit of information that he could use to defend himself and kind of went with it and said that Blaire was dishonest to her audience and tried to lie to her audience, and it just kind of went on and on and on, and he made himself seem that he was the most honest person on the internet, which is hilarious to me.
Because this is blatant misrepresentation of the truth. She is cold-faced lying to her audience about who I am for the sake of making me look worse.
Gosh, you know, even if she fully did this and was totally intentional with it, which I do not believe was the case, I don't feel bad for you because this is the same shit that you do to everybody else. You spread misinformation, you lie about people, you exaggerate the truth in order to make them look worse. You stone cold lie to your audience all the time, and you did it with me. You tried to paint me as some kind of intolerant bigot because in a video I was talking about why I didn't like gender roles. If you're a guy and you like the color pink, that's cool. If you're a girl and you're a kid and you like playing with monster trucks, that's cool because fuck gender roles, right? And I went on to say that if you're a guy and you feel like you're a man, you want to identify as a man, and you wear a dress, it doesn't make you any less of a man. You're still a man, you're just a man wearing a dress. He took that information and deliberately presented it to his audience as me being a person that says a transgender woman, so originally a man, transitions to a woman, if they wear a dress and they try to identify as female, they're still a man in a dress. That's what he was trying to say I was conveying in my video, which was wrong, was a stone cold lie, and was a blatant misrepresentation of what I was trying to say in my video for the sake of making me look bad. Now I understand that wasn't the only thing in that video that he had a problem with, but if you take things like that and you exaggerate them to make the person look worse, if you try to vilify your opponent or the person that you're trying to debate with or even educate, it doesn't really accomplish anything because all you're doing is trying to get a hate mob together to attack this person that's not even being accurately portrayed in your video. So this goes for Onision and goes for Blaire. It goes for anybody who makes these types of videos. If you want to go after a person, Decide whether or not you want to attack the person and bring that person down, or if you want to attack the ideas that that person holds or a specific action that that person is doing. Because if you want to attack a person and bring a person down, then fine, exaggerate things that they have done, use name calling, and just try to vilify them as much as you can to your audience. But if you actually want to make a difference, potentially change their mind, or at least the mind of the audience that they hold, then focus on what they're doing, their specific actions, and try to avoid ad hominems and character attacks. In my opinion, if you're trying to make a solid point about a topic or an issue, doing those things does nothing but weaken your side of it.
Yeah, if you're gonna fuck with someone, don't fuck with one of the most honest people on YouTube.
Like, whenever I heard this part in the video, I actually laughed. Onision, I would have to say, is probably one of the most dishonest people on the internet. Aside from like Joey Salads and other pranksters that just fake all of their social experiments, I'd say Onision's pretty high up there.
And I just want to establish, this is why so many people trust me, because I actually consistently tell the truth.
No, you don't. I feel like sometimes that might be true, but you don't consistently tell the truth, and you know it. You know it. Like, I don't even know why I have to bring this shit up in a video. It's just, I do know why. It's because you can say stuff like this and your audience will be like, uh-huh, yeah, he's honest. He never ever lies. You know, because they don't search for things online. They don't second guess anything that you say. And that's, again, like what I was talking about before, that's kind of the power that you hold. Whenever you are an internet celebrity or a celebrity of any kind, or anybody that holds any kind of fame, you have to be aware of the effect that you have on people. And unfortunately, people taking everything you say at face value and not really looking into it is one of those things, and you can get away with it, and you know it, and you're kind of playing on that.
I mean, personally, if that was one of my kids in one of fucking Onision's videos, I'd be out for fucking blood.
Wait, did you just threaten me?
No, I don't consider that a threat. People say that they'd be out for blood when they're really pissed about something, but unfortunately, Blaire did tweet something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was if she saw you out in public, she'd slap you across the face or punch you in the face or something like that. And again, I wish that wouldn't have happened, because again, it's just giving Greg more ammunition to say, oh my gosh, see, look how horrible my opponent is. And you know, it just gives them the ammunition I wish he didn't have.
I think the lesson that we learned today is don't fuck with Onision, because Onision has way too many facts to be fucked with. All right, okay, bye-bye.
See, I can't stand the arrogance. I already tried to reason, you know, with you at the beginning of this video, saying you have to understand on some level why people have a problem with this. In my opinion, the right way to approach the situation would have been to remove the video in question. That I think there was somebody's mother that was mad or something. I don't know exactly what happened there, but there was a specific video with a photo of a girl that was causing problems. If someone really had a problem with it, I would have just taken that video down, and I would have dedicated the next video on my channel to explaining the rules of the forum, that if you submit a photo, it's likely to be used, that you shouldn't submit scantily clad photos if you're underage. Because, I mean, even though you do have board rules on your website, you know, girls see these photos being used in your videos, and it encourages them to post them. A couple of sentences at the top of a forum, you know, saying these are the rules, might not have as much of an effect as you blatantly saying in one of your videos or multiple videos. Sometimes you have to repeat this shit, that is clearly something that you do not want to have continue happening. But instead, all of your videos responding to this topic have been very, very defensive and mean, and it just, you know, puts people off. You're defending actions that, although in your head might seem justified, to a lot of people, they seem, like I said, inappropriate. And attacking people who have a problem with you on that level just makes you look worse. And the fact that you lie by continually calling yourself an honest person is extremely frustrating. You lie to your audience about things that go on in your life all of the time, including your ideals. And I say that because a lot of times you preach certain things and then contradict yourself almost immediately after. So it's almost like a lot of the things that you stand for so strongly, it's not even that you just, you know, have an opinion, it's you have a strong opinion on these things and then go against them like the next day. So I don't even, you know, as somebody who's not even like one of your fangirls, I don't even know what to think about what goes on in her head. Like I showed in that tweet where Shuon had responded to you, you act like people fake things online for views, but that's exactly what you've done sometimes, and to a pretty extreme degree. And then you tweet stuff like this, mad at people for attacking your wife, which I don't think that they should do, but you don't really have a place to say stuff like that whenever you attack Sears' girlfriend, for example, and call her a prostitute. She didn't do anything to you, but you went after her because you had a problem with Sears, but that's the exact same thing that you're complaining about on behalf of your wife. And then whenever you got called out for being horrible to Sears' girlfriend, you didn't apologize. Instead, you do what you always do. You dug your heels in and went even further with it and said, if you look like a prostitute and someone says you look like a prostitute, you are literally wrong for getting upset. If it's true, it's true. Tell me, if someone says something negative about your wife, they attack your wife in some way or another, and what they say is true, does that mean you shouldn't be able to get mad about it? Well, I know I insulted her and said something horrible, but I'm not wrong. You are literally wrong for getting upset. If it's true, it's true. Don't be a hypocrite. Practice what you preach. And then it gets kind of personal for me because I mentioned this in my last video where he went on some kind of rant about how if you're the one that breaks up with someone else, you have to be the one in the right because no one ever breaks up with somebody for the wrong reasons, right? Bitter dumped exes will be bitter dumped exes. No matter how much you point the fingers, no one gets dumped for being the better person. Like I said in my last video, this can be a ridiculous argument. Me, for example, I have been with guys that have threatened to leave me because I didn't agree to go along with a lifestyle that they had that made me very uncomfortable. I didn't want to do things that they wanted me to do with them, so they were threatening the relationship for it. And if they left me, that's not a good reason to leave someone. I didn't do anything wrong, and I think they're kind of an asshole for putting someone in a position where they feel pressure to do shit that obviously they're uncomfortable with. Anyway, my point in bringing this up is apparently you mentioned me in one of your videos. I couldn't even find it because it was like mixed in with it, but I heard about it from people who were watching me on a live stream. They said that you brought up one of my exes and said that I left him because he wasn't successful enough or something along those lines, which is ridiculous because both of the relationships that I've had while I lived in LA ended because the guy was dishonest with me and hid relations with other women. Both had very, very bad ends and were hard for me. And the one in particular that you mentioned was probably the hardest for me. Not gonna go into details because I really have never gone public with the details of that end, but it was very bad. And to say that it's somehow because of me is pretty fucked up, especially after you went on a long rant about how if you're the one that leaves someone, obviously they deserved it, right? In my case, it was actually true, but in your case, you're gonna be a hypocrite because things only apply in the world of Onision when they're convenient for Onision. He feels like he can just get in there and attack people's personal lives, but if they do the same thing to him or even in response to him doing it, then holy shit, how could you? I don't know, I tried to be as rational and reasonable as I could be in this video and present all sides of the argument. I just like to end it with saying I hope 2017 can be a year where people actually stick to topics and stick to what's important instead of attacking people's personal life, instead of calling people names, instead of exaggerating elements of a story to make a person seem horrible so that your audience will jump on a hate train and just, you know, do the whole mob mentality thing, which I hate. Even in this case with Onision, I don't like the guy. I obviously have problems with the guy, but I hate mob mentality because every single time I've ever seen a mob mentality, it's always been exaggerated because people just have fun hating people, and that's not something that I want to get on board with. Anyway, sorry for another drama video. I want to know what you guys think about this because like I tried to give an unbiased review of this, kind of. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share it everywhere. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy New Year!